delighted to welcome Vikas Marwaha, co-founder of Prophecy.io and panelist for our event today in Data and AI. Vikas, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
It's such a pleasure to have you here to share a little bit about what your company has unlocked for enterprises. Please introduce Prophecy.io and yourself and what your company is up to.
Absolutely. So I can go on forever, but I'll keep it short. Prophecy.io is a low-code data engineering product on top of open source technologies like Spark, SQL, and Airflow. So what we do essentially is we democratize data users to be able to use these technologies with a really simple to use, intuitive, low-code product. And it's a full product, right? So it's not a typical point solution where you can just do one thing or the other. Data users can start from actually ingesting all the way building pipelines to deploying it and getting the full life cycle value out of their underlying ecosystem or data platform with a very, very simple to use low code product. I hope it helps. This is the best I can say with it. But here's the thing. So the unique proposition that Prophecy brings is that we actually produce open source code at the back end. Think about a customer choosing open source so that their business logic is never logged in, and then you put a low-code product which locks you back in, right? So it's counterproductive. So we are the only product, in the market which actually lets you keep your code in open source while giving you all the productivity of low-code on top. That's our unique proposition. Nobody else does it. We keep our customers really, cloud agnostic, distribution agnostic, really free, elastic as they want to be.
That's amazing. It sounds like you really are helping democratize data in the enterprise. You mentioned in the panel today that you work directly in the early phases of your company ramp directly with enterprises. Can you share a bit about how you did that, what the outcomes were, and how the product was adopted as a result?
Yes. So enterprise for startups, right? Just a little bit of context. We are a younger startup. Enterprise for startup is a tough business, right? Selling is longer, so fitment of use case is longer. But we have a background of working with enterprises. So if you look at what enterprises really want, like I was speaking on the panel, is an ability to actually take any product and make it their own, right? Because they are not, for example, if they have already built some frameworks or they already have some development made, they hate to take sunk costs. So they want to be able to take a product and actually be able to put all their frameworks into that product so that there is no sunk cost and they can standardize it. So if you look at the overall picture of having a low-code product which enables customers to make it their own, customize it, build their frameworks within it, so product plus platform, that's the key, right? If you can make a product plus platform kind of play with customers, every enterprise is going to want it.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're really sitting up on top of the platforms that already exist.
That is correct. So we are infrastructure agnostic, so to say, right? So customers have their own cloud decisions that they made, their own execution decisions that they made. For example, Snowflake versus Databricks, or whatever Spark or SQL that they're using or warehouse that they're using. We actually sit on top of it, giving them a complete layer of low-code, productive, intuitive, IDE, as they say it, and really agnostic of everything that is underneath. We'll work with every single combination out there.
So help us understand how this unlocks the power of data or AI use cases by having this essentially low-code layer.
How about I give it an example, right? So think about a small asset management firm which had, they have picked Databricks as their compute engine, and they were really struggling because Databricks, to make it productive, you need to have Spark coding knowledge. So they were really struggling. They have outsourced it a bunch. They had some very temporary staffing doing some things. But at the end, the consumer is sitting on the trading desk. That consumer, trading desk people are trying to make decisions in a real time on what assets to buy. They are in mortgage-backed securities. So split second or even like every 5 minutes a deal changes, which actually impacts their revenue or their margins, right? So what we are doing is we are giving a unified layer to the complete ecosystem, right from trading desk to a data engineer, to be actually able to modify data or be able to influence it to get insights on the spot. So now think about the difference. One, obviously they got rid of all the temporary workers that they have, and just to kind of keep everything in house because this is their backbone. Second, the trading desk people are now able to kind of get near real-time insights from the incoming data, which could be reference data or market data or whatsoever, to make those decisions that can help them buy the right product at the right time.
So help us walk through a little bit more. How did that happen? How did that use case come to be?
So very, very interesting. So we are actually we are very, very close partners with Databricks. So we often are found in pairs, right? So Databricks is great at sort of creating that open source based very, very high latency layer, compute layer, and we are on top making life easier for all the customers to use Databricks. So it is one of those cases when they have already picked Databricks to keep their business logic in open source, and we came in with Databricks and said, how do we make your life easier? How do we make every single user productive? But to my earlier point, even as small as they are, maybe 20-member team, they are still making the platform their own. They still want to kind of modify or bring their own frameworks or build specialist kind of Lego blocks, if you will, so that it works just for them. So that's a competitive advantage.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Vikas, for coming in and chatting with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.